Hello again. How did it go with yesterday's bonus video? You saw it? Remember that if you have not seen it, you should see it before watching today's video, so you can understand what is going on today. Sarah will talk to us about how English is still taught after all these years. Enjoy it. I will see you later.
First off, your child's shown an image of an apple. Then below that, the word apple. Have you ever seen something similar to this before? Maybe even learned English this way yourself as a child? That's because this was introduced in 1930 and is called a sight word. The reason sight words will destroy your child's chances of quickly and easily learning English is this. You're actually programming your child to learn words as a whole, and in their mind, they see something that looks a lot like this. When you think about it, this isn't learning to read at all. It's in fact more like memorizing words as shapes. Children using this method only go on to get even more confused when they're confronted with two different word shapes that look similar to each other. For example, word shapes like guy and buy, or now and wow. I knew there had to be a better way of teaching your child English than this, making it my sole purpose in life to create something different, new, and that would ensure my son quickly got his grades up by the end of the year. Something that would turn the tables on the school board and make it so you never have to worry about your child's success in school again. That's when it hit me. If you've ever been around a baby at all, you can agree that they soak up language like a sponge. It's almost like they can't help themselves. They're little language learning machines. But babies don't study grammar rules, take vocabulary tests, or sit in a classroom to learn how to speak. In fact, we don't teach babies to speak at all. We just expect them to do it, learning by what humans have been doing for thousands and thousands of years. Listening. It was after tirelessly digging up endless research on how babies naturally learn to speak that I'd actually stumbled upon the powerful reading solution I'm about to show you. I asked myself this question: could it just be possible that if babies learn to speak from listening to words, children can learn to read by listening to letters? Let me explain. Instead of teaching your child to read the word as a whole, what if we separated each letter, then taught the sounds of each letter that make up the word? For example, dog becomes D-O-G, and then is sounded out da-o-ga, with the sounds quickly strung together to make the complete sound of the word dog. Using this very knowledge, I would then go on to spend several weeks expanding on this idea and creating even more advanced theories on how to quickly teach any child to read. Just over 1 month later, I had a very rough step-by-step reading system, completely different from anything that's been put out there to date. There was just one issue. I had no idea for sure if it would work. For just 3 nights a week, I set 15 minutes aside to sit down at the table with my 6-year-old son and 2-year-old daughter, both having them follow the exact same reading system I'd created. By the end of the first week using my system, things started to just really click for my son, and for the first time ever, I could see the excitement in his eyes and hear it in his voice when he would start reading words right off the page, all without a single hesitation. But even more shocking, by this time, my 2-year-old daughter was now already reading at the same level as my 6-year-old son. Considering my son and daughter were polar opposites in completely every way, with nearly 4 years difference in age between them. That's when I caught my first glimpse of just how powerful my new system was for teaching any child to read at any age. 3 more weeks passed by, still only spending 15 minutes per night, only 3 nights per week using my system. Now, almost exactly 1 month from the date we first started, I received a phone call from a blocked number with no idea who could be on the other line. It took me by surprise to hear it was my son's first-grade teacher. "Sarah," she said, in almost a tone that felt like I was about to receive some bad news, "what on God's green earth have you been doing with your son to take him from the bottom of my class 1 month to the top the next?" The pure volume of excitement in her voice was nearly enough to have me pull the phone away from my ear. I told her, "If you think he's doing amazing, you should hear my 2-year-old read." "Well, what's your secret? How are you teaching them to pick reading up so easily?" she exclaimed. That one question led to an hour-long phone call where I explained to her exactly how I had stumbled upon a new way of teaching children to read. A new method that undeniably worked wonders on both my son and daughter, even though they couldn't be more completely different from one another and nearly 4 years apart in age.
Be attentive to your mailbox tomorrow. Sarah will tell us how she perfected her great reading method. See you tomorrow.